Welcome back to the King's Corner, the place for all things Bethesda. I am the KingFanMan. We are talking Rage 2 and why it is different than any other first-person shooter on the market today, and why Game Informer calls it the most promising first-person shooter on the horizon. This is the first video chronicling the differences in this first-person shooter than any other before. Today we are going to talk about all of the nanotrite powers that the player is given. Since we're talking about all of them, we better jump right in. Rage 2 is being developed by id Software in partnership with Avalanche Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks, and is set for release on May 14th, 2019. But this is no normal first-person shooter. So what sets Rage 2 apart from all other first-person shooters out there? Well, number one, Rage 2 has a huge open world, which is very unique for a FPS. Normally, diverse worlds like the world of Rage 2 would be for an RPG, so it is obvious real quick this is not just a normal shooter. I will cover the open world in another video in great detail. But another reason Rage 2 is different than any other FPS is it adds fully customizable vehicles of all kinds. Cars, buggies, trucks, jeeps, monster trucks, big rigs, even hovercrafts. You get to drive these vehicles around this huge open world, all while fighting the evil factions and their vehicles with many upgrades and gadgets that would make James Bond jealous. But again, we will cover the vehicles more in another video. The third reason that makes this shooter different is it's made by id Software, the king of first-person shooters. id is the creator of the legendary series Doom. Again, you will find no better FPS with no better weapon play, weapon choice, and overall shooting mechanics than an id Software made FPS. And finally, reason number 4. Rage 2 is a very different first-person shooter because you don't just have a bunch of weapons, and by the way, you do have a huge variety of weapons to choose from, even including the famous and fan-favorite wing stick. Yes, all of those things are true, but Rage 2 is much different and better and more powerful because id has introduced special powers and given them to the player to aid him or her with the epic battle you are about to embark on. These powers come from nanotrites. Nanotrites are tiny molecular robots injected into the host organism, capable of enhancing or suppressing a wide range of functions. In the first game, the defibrillator that revived you was a nanotrite ability. Your character had the capability to come back time and time again because of these special nanotrites being injected into the bloodstream. The difference in Rage 2 is that the Ranger Walker has special blood and special ability to use these nanotrites to do much more than just be revived. Now, here is a list of the special powers that you are given and you can unlock in Rage 2. One of the very first powers Walker learns is called the Grand Slam. Now, don't be fooled, just because you learn this power early on, that doesn't mean it's weak or that you will lay it aside for a better power later on. The truth is, this power you will use until the very end of the game. You will probably use it more or just as much as any other power. Grand Slam is as powerful as its name. Walker leaps up into the air and then plummets quickly back down to the ground, smashing whatever or whoever is directly below and in the near vicinity. A direct attack on a bandit will turn them into a fine paste, while those in the near area will be briefly stunned, allowing you to use another power or to take them out quickly with your weapon. This was one of my absolute favorite powers to use, probably my very favorite, and it was always my go-to move when I found myself in trouble. If I ever got into a big group of people and I thought, oh, I'm gonna die, I always did the Grand Slam. I would go up, come down, and it would get me out of trouble every time. So you'll find yourself going back to this power over and over again. Shatter has a dual purpose. Shatter's blast will not only blow foes backwards into walls, but it'll also rip armor off stronger foes, allowing you to target their exposed fleshy parts. Weakened enemies have a habit of being literally torn apart when thrown into a wall. So it is a wonderful power to disarm your enemies, to literally derobe your enemies, or to throw them backwards. It's another wonderful power to get out of trouble. And let me just add right here, everything about this game screams fun. I hope you can just see that with the vehicles, and we'll get into that in another video, but just with these powers, can you not see that every one of these powers are fun? The next one is going to be extremely fun. The gravity gun that I've talked to you guys about before, this power that actually rips their armor off, and it's just fun. Maybe there should be a power named fun. Well, if there was one, it would probably be this next one. But the official name of it is the Vortex Grenade. They say you can think of the Vortex Grenade as the combo glue of your power arsenal. When you throw this grenade, it creates something like a black hole that pulls or sucks anything and everything, including your foes and objects, into it wherever you threw it for a brief time. Now, when this black hole collapses, it actually shoots anything caught in its field upward and leaves them suspended and helpless, allowing you to do some quick skeet shooting or using some of your powers on them to send them flying off for a distance. Again, another extremely fun power. So you can literally pull all of your enemies into one spot. It gives you time to regroup and think, and then it throws them up in the air and suspends them there so you can shoot them, or you can use your scatter power to blast them off into space. Very, very fun power, and effective, by the way. This is one of those powers that I cannot wait to just go around the world and play with. To go and just throw it around and watch enemies get sucked into it and thrown up in the air. I can't wait to do this. Alright, the next power is called the Barrier. Now, as the name implies, it throws up a shield or a wall that absorbs bullets. It's like a shield. But that's not all it does. That may sound tame and boring. But with a simple upgrade to this shield or barrier, it allows this defensive shield to become much more aggressive. Once you upgrade it, all you have to do then is push this barrier into your enemies, and it makes your enemies turn into what the developers call a meat cube. Now that's pretty cool, isn't it? So it turns this defensive weapon into an offensive weapon. You actually have this huge barrier in front of you that you can push into your enemies to kill them. So you become invincible, and it is also an offensive weapon for a brief time as well. These powers are, again, magnificently fun. It sounds like I'm a broken record on fun. This is such a fun game. Now, the last two powers are more simple, but still very useful. Number 5 is the double jump hang. Now, most games have the double jump that allow you to jump higher, but Rage 2 makes this a part of combat. It is all about fast, fun combat. And what could be more fun than being able to jump up in the air and hang in mid-air so that you can see your enemies better, you can stay away from their melee attacks, and you can quickly take them out before you fall gently back to the ground. They've made something that is simple and in most games, but they've added just a little bit. They let you hang in midair for just a moment, and they've added it to combat, and it makes it oh so sweet. So they've tweaked the double jump just enough to make it oh so sweet. And the last power is called the quick dash, and it has the same idea. It is a fast, fluid fighting that id loves to put in their games. Now, if you've ever seen anyone playing the 2016 Doom who really knows what they're doing, it's almost like they're dancing. The quick dash can be a defensive move to get you out of danger, moving you quickly from an attack, or you can use it aggressively to move toward your enemies and combine it with a melee attack or another one of your powers. Either way, it is another powerful tool for Walker to use as you try to tame the crazy world of Rage 2. Guys, I told you before, I got to play this at QuakeCon, and it was amazing. The powers were some of the most fun things that I got to do, and I can't wait to get back into this world again. And I can't wait to show you some more when we do part 2 in the series, when we get into the world and the vehicles and all those things. I can't wait until Rage comes out. It comes out May the 14th. So also check out Game Informer's magazine that's out right now, or you can look online. They've got a lot on Rage 2 right now. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned a little bit about Rage 2. Be sure to check all my links down below. I am the KingFanMan. If you're not a subscriber, you do that right now. If you want to be a Patreon, you can do that as well. Got some cool things over there. You can check it out for free. If you're able, though, become a supporter. That's what I really need. Thank y'all. See y'all later.